Hi everyone, welcome to Speaker Insight, where we help speakers, authors and coaches build a business on your terms. I'm Helena.
I'm Kelly.
And we've both been a little bit ill. That's the buzz in our business.
Yeah.
So we start usually these with the buzz in our business, and that's really to encourage all of you as speakers, authors and coaches to just say, what is the buzz in your business? Because actually people are interested in what you're doing. So we're really interested, and nobody ever really does this because you start listening straight away. But put it in the comments. What's the buzz in your business? The buzz in ours really truly is that we've both been a bit poorly, haven't we?
We haven't been doing much this week at all. And both of us, I had a bit of a hoarse voice on the last Facebook Live, which then developed into a cough and then a cold, and
Then she just disappeared under a duvet and everything
else.
And then on Friday I was like, "Damn you, Kelly!" But yeah, so here we are, just celebrating the fact that we're alive. We still put some balance in. We've both had a decent weekend.
We have.
Kelly's really sore. If I punch her right now, she'll probably throttle me.
I feel like over the summer holidays, every time we do a Facebook Live, I do a bit of okay, so if you've got kids, this is what you need to do in the summer holidays.
Right?
But as well as having the flu, I ache like I've never ached before, because we went to something called Ninja Warrior at Liquid Leisure yesterday. Took my stepdaughter there.
It sounded good until I heard the later bits.
Yes, it's basically like a random Ninja Warrior sort course on water, and it should just be for kids, because I swear any adult, it just should come with a health warning. I can't lift my arms.
I have to make the tea. She can't actually lift the kettle.
Okay, let's not go into too much detail.
Okay.
But it's a great thing. Like, you don't have to do it. You can just take your kids and watch.
Yeah.
But if it's in Datchet area.
Cool.
So yeah. Oh my goodness, Daisy's put a buzz in her business.
Get in, Daisy.
You are one of the first people, Daisy.
High-fiving you.
This calls for a call out. So the buzz in Daisy's business is she was quoted on Daily Express and hadn't even realised it. All the back of the response to a journo request on Twitter. So we did a hashtag journo request in our Making Tech Simple post.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well done, Daisy.
Really, really
That's
well done,
awesome.
hun.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay.
Right.
So let's get off of
let's talk about what we said we'd talk about.
Not why we're ill and why we're aching like two old ladies.
Because we're not two old ladies at all. Right, continue, love.
Okay, so we do a monthly audit on our business all the time. It's one of the things that we teach quite a lot in our Changemaker membership group. And one of the audits that we were doing recently is actually going through all of our Facebook processes and going, okay, what are we up to date with? What's working? What isn't working? Look at the insights on the page. Where are we getting most interaction? So we thought it'd be a really good thing to do a Facebook Live on that for you guys today.
Yeah.
Especially when Bobby was in the Connection Hub
this morning.
He was asking, hey guys, how do I get more engagement on my Facebook page and group? How do I get more likes? How do I get more followers?
Yeah.
So what we want to cover for you today is actually working out, like, we call them hacks, but they're actually simple things that are all free. So we're not asking you to go and pay social media people or buy apps. It's what you can be doing, really simple techniques to optimize your Facebook page or your Facebook group so that you're getting more likes, more shares, more interaction, and you're growing more people.
Yeah.
We're making them laugh.
I know. I am observing this whole, like, the entertainment factor that we're doing at the moment.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go through these three areas. This is definitely a pen and paper job,
definitely,
guys, right?
And it's probably a listen through and write down the ones that you go, yeah, that's really relevant for me.
Yeah.
And then actually watch it back and pause, go do the thing, watch it back and pause. So this is one of those kind of follow along teachers.
Yeah, definitely. And it's great to have people like Michelle on who are social media gurus, because I know that you can chime in, Michelle.
Yeah, chime in, please.
Add on any things that we haven't mentioned. We're not doing an exhausted list,
no.
But we thought we've categorized these hacks into optimization, growth, and engagement. So the three things that you want more of. Yeah. So we're gonna go through them, write them down, and as Helena said, watch it on the catch up. We do want to highlight that a lot of people watch our Facebook Lives on the replay, because they're in our Connection Hub on our files list.
Yeah.
this is recorded in August 2018.
Yes,
right?
completely. Because actually, who knows what's going to be happening next month or
Next
even
week.
like next week.
Yeah, on
so,
Facebook, things change so quickly.
Yeah.
So we just want to highlight these were what we were using at the time that we recorded this.
Yeah.
They might change, right? So it's also quite relevant to say that we decided to do this because Facebook pages are changing their layout schedule in August, end of August. So some of you might have the option already to change and update it right away, and some of you it will automatically change at the end of August.
Yeah.
So we thought this was a good time for you to actually think about your Facebook processes and make sure that you've got that covered. In the new template that we have changed our page too, if you want to have a look.
So you can go and have a look.
Yeah, they've just got other things that you can basically do. So they've got extra tab services like services, offers, jobs if you're looking to recruit someone into your business.
Yeah.
So these are things that you want to definitely have. Make sure that they're filled in and updated, because otherwise your page is going to look quite bare when they change your template over to this new template.
Yeah.
This is for your page, your business page.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first top tip.
Yeah.
See if you've moved over to the new template. If you have, then make sure that you've got these additional fields filled in, because it's good for SEO. It's good to just give as much detail as possible.
Yeah.
We've said this before, but your Facebook page is like your website on Facebook.
It's like a little brochure.
Yeah. So the more you can give them details for people to look and explore your services, the better.
Yeah.
And you can also remove them if they're not relevant, like the tabs,
Completely.
as Michelle just said, right? So if you're not recruiting and you're just a one-man band, you don't want to do that, remove the job section.
Because again, anything that makes something simple and is, so for me, every single thing on the page has to have a purpose. If it doesn't have a purpose, then get rid of it.
Everything in life has to have a purpose.
Damn already. That's a different Facebook that's a Facebook Live for the future, which is how it goes. So should we talk about a little bit of the optimization sort of things that you can actually do? So I'm just going to kind of list them and then talk about them as well so that we've got it. So the first thing that's obvious is some of you may well be using tools like Buffer or Hootsuite to actually schedule your posts. But what you can actually do, and Facebook prefers it, obviously, because you're being in their environment, you can use Facebook to schedule your posts up to 2 months in advance for free. Now, the way that this works for us is that, we have our group. So your page is your stage, your group is the after party. So that's where a lot of the conversations happen. So we actually have some posts that we put up on our page, in our group, and also in our membership group, Changemaker Central. So in effect, we have 3 places in which posts can be scheduled. Yeah. So that usually falls to me to pick a musical of choice and spend half a morning actually scheduling in for the next 2 months the posts that we do with regularity, because that way we can rely on that and really be responsive, because it allows us to be very responsive to the things that are happening in the moment when we know that we've got our posts actually scheduled in that way.
The foundations are all there. The standard things that goes out. So anyone that's in the Connection Hub, you'll know that on a Monday we have a call out post. We have our Friday Freeling ones. We have
Curious Q&A on a Thursday, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so regular posts, which... And this was a question that I know Jack's listening. She was in the Connection Hub and she asked it the other day, is that how do you, if you're using Facebook Scheduler, can you just basically copy a post and then say, oh, I want it on every day?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
no.
Not. That would make our life a lot easier.
Wow.
You can do that in Meet Edgar and Hootsuite and all those types of paid services.
Yeah.
But if you're using Facebook Scheduler, you basically copy the text and the same image.
And you pull the image in.
And then you keep on saying you want that on that Tuesday, that Tuesday, that Tuesday. You can't just, unfortunately, replicate it.
No. Top tip from me, pull the image in first, then copy paste the text. It makes it quicker. So anyway, there you go.
But that's as Jack said, she's doing it on her lunch break, right? Yeah. But Helena does like a few hours once every 2 months. Gets all of our stand-up posts done. So then when we're in the group, we're there actively answering questions, being spontaneous, because we know the foundations of what we want to do and get engagement in the group, which was one of Bobby's questions earlier, is covered, right? There's standard posts that are covered.
Yeah. And so that's number one. So definitely use Facebook, some kind of scheduler, but Facebook is actually our preferred because it's nice and easy. And of course, we're in the Facebook environment, which is bound to have some algorithmic bonus, I'm sure.
And at the moment, you know, we've been honest with you guys. We're new, right? So we've been in business since the end of January.
Yeah.
So we doing what we tell everybody else to do, which is nail one platform first.
Yes.
So we are just hanging out on Facebook. You won't find us on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, because yes, we've held those domains, but we want to get the content and the engagement right on one platform first.
Yeah.
So until we start branching out into lots of multiple social media, we don't need additional scheduling tools like Meet Edgar and Hootsuite.
So I'm enjoying that Jack has just actually said that no, she's listening to us on the lunch break. But from here on in, obviously, stop listening to us on a lunch break and start scheduling your posts instead. That's obviously the instruction that's gone in here.
And Amy likes our garden.
I know, right? It's really good. It's really good.
Come over for a cup of tea, Amy. Anytime you're in the area.
Anytime. It's all good. Right. So the second thing is you can actually, on your page, you can use the response assistants to send automated messages. So in your private messaging kind of service that you've got, what you can actually do is you can have a message pop up that actually tells people what to do next. So if it happens to be that someone in the States, for us, is actually kind of, you know, they're there at our equivalent of 2 a.m., at least there's a message that pops in there that says, hey, listen, you know, we do a lot of our stuff over in the Connection Hub, so why don't you click on this link and come and join us, and we'll respond to you as soon as we're available. Yeah. That can be a really useful thing.
So let me just be really clear on what Helena's saying.
Please.
When you're using your page and someone private messages you on the page, you can go into your settings on the page, go to response assistant.
No, go to messaging,
then response assistant, and type in an automated response. So as soon as someone emails you, they get an instant response, right?
So if you want to see how that works, obviously PM the Speaker Insight page and you'll see the automated response. That's probably the best way you can do it.
And the reason why we do this is customer service. In our response, it says that we don't hang out a lot on the page. We hang out mostly in the group.
Yeah.
So we put a link to the group, which means more people join the group.
Yeah.
And also, when you look at your page, in the top right-hand corner, it will tell people how responsive you are to messaging. Yeah. So if you want to stay in that top 10% of, they respond at 90 to 100% under a minute, use Response Assistant so that you actually look like you're really good at what you do.
Yeah, exactly. Daisy's just put something about a link. But Daisy, so basically, how you do it is on that, if you go to the settings up on the top right, on your page, go to settings in the top right, you'll then have the list of things down the left. Just at the top, second one in is messaging. And then under messaging, you'll see a response assistance, and you can then go and modify the actual to whatever you want your text to be.
So it's not a bot, Daisy, it's in Facebook.
It's in Facebook.
Free. It's just under your settings.
Yeah.
She just found it.
Good girl. Love an action taker. Okay, good. So the next obvious thing that you can do to optimize is to use the shop. So whether you are doing, whether you're doing physical products or services, you can absolutely use the shop. So for example, our retreat that's coming up in November is one of the items in our shop. Yeah. So think about what are the items that I could put in my shop, because it's that whole, are you using it purposefully? Are you using it as fully as you possibly can? If people are coming to look, and they see that the items that you're doing, the services that you provide, that's just another little bit of information for you.
So either if you've got your book on Amazon, put the book up there and then link the button to the Amazon page. Yeah. If you're running an event like what we did, then you put the details up there and then you put the link to the sales page of that. If you've got lots of services or products, because now you've got the services tabs on the new layout. Yeah. So it might be that you're actually having your one-to-one consultancy as a service and you put the link there. Or it might be the fact that you've actually got a package as a coach that you can put down. So
especially for those of you who are selling things like workbooks or leaflets, merchandise in some way. So I know that one of my clients actually does these armbands that they do at the workshops that they do. All Access Consciousness. So
Wow.
all of life comes to me with ease, joy and glory. And then look, they're printed on the inside as well. Anyway.
And it's Speaker Insight
and
branded.
it's Speaker Insight branded, which is really, obviously, that's what I'm going to do.
You are just a walking banner
I know.
of Speaker Insight brand today, aren't you?
I do consciously on Tuesdays dress in this way. Daisy would be proud of me, I'm sure. So, right, so we've done Facebook scheduling, we've done response assistance, we've done products. Another way to optimize is to make use of that button. Again, I'm on the page, and you know when you see the banner at the top and then on the right hand side you have a button of some sort. Ours says join the group, because obviously the thing that we have more deep in-conversations inside the Connection Hub. So our call to action on that button is to join the group, and you can actually change what it says. But there are 8 categories that you can actually use it for, of buttons. So you can actually do, so I'm actually going to read these because I won't be able to remember them all. So you can do the book with you. So you could do an instant direct kind of link through to a calendar, so you can actually book a call with you. You could do a contact you, which is emailing you through. You could do learn more about the business. So again, optimizing everything so that you are sending them to a place where they can learn more. You can do shop with you, so take them straight through to the shop page, especially if you've got loads of things in there. If you're a charity or you're doing some kind of fundraising in some way, you can make a donation. If you have an app, you could actually make that download your app. If you're a gaming person, you can also make that for games, but I suspect that for speakers, authors and coaches, it's more about your app. And of course, our favorite, which is join your community. So you can actually choose that, and you can strategically think about that. So it might actually be that for the next 6 months, you have it as join your community. And after that, you have a service or a product that you would actually really like them to book in for. So you can change it on a regular basis.
Or if you're on launch mode, you want everything to go to launch.
That's
like
it.
To buy that thing or to register for it. So you change. I'm being attacked by my peace lily.
Honey, move it back a little bit. It's a peace lily.
So you just want to make it, as Helena says, you can change the button whenever you want.
Yeah, exactly. And so the final thing around optimization, and it's one of those things that most of us kind of go, oh yeah, I must do that, but we forget to, or we don't ask in that way. My thing is ask every time. What are you asking for? Recommendations, testimonials, just to increase the social proof element. And that includes partly people just going in and 5-starring you as a service. And I would really recommend that you actually get some words behind it. We love kind of a spontaneous one that pops in now and then. That's brilliant. And there is nothing to prevent you from actually reaching out to the clients and the people that you've done work with before to actually say, hey, would you recommend the page, please?
Yeah, we just whack a little testimonial for us, because it's like anything. It's TripAdvisor, or we can all say that we're good at what we do, but actually people really believe it when they start to see other people getting results on what you want them to do. So if you can get it from other people recommending you and saying what they've
experienced and achieved,
that's really powerful. So ask, and also make it visible so that people can see that, they're 5 stars and what people said about them.
Yeah, brilliant.
So there's some of the optimizations and some of the things that are changing on your Facebook page. Don't worry, we're both coughing.
I've been holding off.
Have you got a drink?
Yeah, I do.
These are the next things that I'm going to cover, are just a couple around growth, okay? Because we've done quite a few things on previous Facebook Lives, but these are just some of the things that I think get overlooked.
Yeah.
And actually, it was one of the things that I thought, oh my God, I haven't done this for a while, which is this first one.
Yeah.
So when you're logged in as your page, and say, for example, you've done a Facebook Live, and some people have liked your Facebook Live as you've been doing it, what you can do is, once the Facebook Live has been posted, you can click on all the likes, all the people that have liked it, and if they haven't already liked your page, it comes up with a little box that says invite. Now, this isn't one of those ones where you are automatically adding them to
which is a
groups
no-no
or pages or anything like that. It's actually just saying, hey, you liked our Facebook Live today, why not like our page? And therefore, it doesn't say this, but intentionally, therefore you're going to get notified every time we're going to go live. So I make it, and I did last week, made it a bit of an admin task to go through the last 4 months or so of our Facebook Lives and clicking on who's liked, and then anyone that hadn't liked Speaker Insight, actually invited them. I think we had an increase of over 40% on our page.
It's just amazing.
Just from doing that, right?
Yeah.
So that helps you basically, and the top tip here, it doesn't have to be a Facebook Live. It's anything that's been posted as you, the page.
Yeah.
So we say it's us as Speaker Insight,
Yeah.
whether it's on the page or whether it's in the group. So in our Connection Hub, all of our standard posts that Helena says that she schedules, our Friday feeling one, our call out posts, they all go as the page.
Yeah.
Now, anyone that's liked any of those posts, I can go in, click on them, and then see a little invite button come up to say, invite them to come and like your page.
Daisy was just sort of saying that she does it all the time, but she worries she annoys them. You'll be pleased to know that it's only one invite. So it only stays as one invite. So that's really good.
You can't keep on adding it to people and annoying them. So it's just something that I would do on like a quarterly basis or a monthly basis or something like that, so that you can actually get people to like your page. Yeah. The other good thing that a lot of people miss, I was speaking to somebody the other day, they missed this. If you've got your group and you're logged in as your page or interacting as your page, on the right-hand side, you'll find a little section saying, underneath invite your friends, it says suggested people who like Speaker Insight or the page. Yeah. And now this is where we were saying about the big no-no. Don't just go and add people to your group because that doesn't invite them. Yeah. It looks like it invites them, but it doesn't.
But it just puts them straight in, which is a bit rude.
It's a big no-no. The next thing below that section though, it doesn't always appear, it sometimes appears.
You're looking for a blue button.
Yeah, well, no, it just says invite people who like Speaker Insight.
That's right.
So it will say invite people who like your page. Yeah. Then underneath it will say invite by each of the names. Yeah. Not add, invite. So if you click the invite people, all those people will get a notification saying, hey, would you like to join the Connection Hub? Because you're a fan already of Speaker Insight, this is their group. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, I have added hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people through that methodology, which a lot of people don't even know it's there.
They don't know it's there.
So it's one of those things to just look at. And next time you have to be logged in as the page or interacting as the page in your group. Look at the left-hand toolbar, underneath invite friends, and see if you've got any suggestions of people who like your page who you can also invite.
And make sure that you do, go in as your page at times and go in as you at times, because you will see different things. So make it a mental note, like on a daily basis, every couple of days, to ensure that you've done both.
Yeah, interact as you and interact as your page.
Yeah.
Now, the last tip for growth is actually something around which we do talk about, is that it's really important for you to be growing your email database as well as your Facebook database or your Instagram or whatever it might be. Because when you've got people's email addresses, you can put them in that great email nurture sequence, which I know we've spoken about quite a few times. And part of that email nurture sequence embeds some of your social media links. So you can then say, come back and look at the group or join my Instagram or whatever it might be. So one way that we do this is if you're interacting in another group and you want to put the link to come and join your group, rather than put in the specific URL of your group, so for example ours is facebook.com/groups/the Connection Hub, I would actually put in a lead page which tells you about the group. So I'm going to put an example up in the comments so you guys can see what I mean, because we have got one. But the purpose of doing this is that it tells people when someone wants to recommend, I've just put it in the comments if anyone wants to check it out. If anyone wants to recommend your group and they don't really know how to explain it, well, you can actually have a lead page that talks about it in detail. So they don't have to do the work. They could just go, hey, I'm part of this group, you might want to join it. Here, go and check out this URL.
Exactly.
The lead page then shows you what the group is about. They have to put their email address in to get access to the link, the one I said before, the Connection Hub group. And when they've put their email address in, they get the thank you page where they just click on the link and it takes them straight to the group. So it's an extra step that they have to do, but people don't realise that they're actually doing anything different. They're just giving your email address and then getting to the group rather than going straight to the group.
That's it.
So it's a really good way of capturing email addresses, advising them what goes on in the group anyway, and also getting them into the group at the same time.
And of course, we are big proponents of making sure that you then really do nurture them through your list, etc. So you want to make sure that you have a decent email nurture campaign that's sitting underneath it, right?
And I know we talk about, we do a massive training on the Connection Hub, on the Changemaker Essential membership site.
Yeah.
I know Jack and people like that are currently going through building their email nurture sequences at the moment. So, we really know that that's a valuable step in, what Daisy says, the money's in the list.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And once you actually have the list, the job is to serve them. So, that's actually our caveat. But I won't get on my high horse about that. I'll tell you about engagement instead. So we've talked about optimization. We've talked about some tips for growth. Here are some tips to actually kind of increase engagement or create engagement in some way. Now, I'm going to start with a really obvious one, but it's apparently not obvious. And, as human beings, we tend to do what we like. We tend to create what we like. But this is actually about your avatar. So the first kind of tip from us is use a combination of different types of posts because different people are going to respond to different things. So, for example, we kind of have a core group of people who are listening at lunch with us, sort of here, where others might actually so some people might really love a Facebook Live. Other people might really love, the post with a meme, with a quote and a picture that's just the inspiration hit of the day.
Can I just say something?
You can.
As an introvert,
yes,
I don't actually go on many Facebook Lives.
Me too.
Because I hate them going, hey, look, hey, Joe Fellows has just joined. And then you're like, oh, shit, that means I'm going to have to respond and talk to them when really I wanted to do this when I'm in the bath and I've got my wet hands. So I actually don't watch many Facebook Lives live. I normally watch them on the repeat.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know why that made me think about that.
No. But it makes sense, sort of, because here's what I take from that. And it's exactly what I'm talking about. People have patterns of watching, of interacting, of engaging in their own little way. So what's interesting for me is that different people actually show up for different, like I do a little tiny less than 2-minute nugget on my Helping You Shine page. Different people show up for different subject titles. So what I'm saying here is experiment with what your avatar really likes and wants, and then do more of what they like, but keep it varied. Because actually, otherwise it becomes the same and the same and the same. So you might have a variety of polls or pictures, stories from what you've been doing, caught in the moment, kind of, impromptu 2-minute lives that are actually happening, but vary it, especially at the beginning when you are learning what people respond to. Yeah. And you'll begin to see the patterns as well through your, through the insights that you can see at the back, what is most liked on your page.
And it really shows this is more, I would say, for the group than the page. I think we've got a nice wasp. We've got a wasp
trying to get out.
So if you're in your group, then I would highly recommend that you demonstrate expertise. Yeah. And so you do that via Teach. Yes. So we do it every week by sharing our Facebook Live into our group. Yeah. We have other things that we share in there as well, but we know that that's guaranteeing every week we're teaching you something. We also have elements for you to do Q&A, so ask questions, share good practice, our Friday feeling, so celebrate and share with each other. Yeah. Polls are great to get people to put their feedback in to help mould the group or whatever it is, what they're looking for. But also don't discount those really simple posts. Yep. This is something that I've been working with a client with recently, and actually I found that in one of the groups that I manage, there's a lot of quite high intellect stuff going on. So there's quite a lot about mental health and psychological treatments and CBT and all these things, right? And people are reading it all, but they're less and less engaging, like as in asking questions or commenting. But as soon as you put up a post like, what are you reading today? Yeah. Then loads of people start saying, oh, I'm reading this book, this is that. Yeah. Because they feel that they've got something that they can value that they can add.
They can make a contribution. Yeah. So are you making it possible on a weekly or so basis for people to contribute in some way? I really enjoyed the Connection Hub kind of thread that you popped in a little TED thing. Well, I lost hours of my week, I can tell you that. It was like, oh my God, there were TED Talks.
Yeah, what's your best TED Talk? What's the TED Talk that you like the most? And we've all got one.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I know we've all got one.
I know, exactly. And so sometimes it's about thinking about how easy do you make it for people to actually contribute and feel valued in some way. Yeah. And that can really, really help. So watching what other people are doing. So the first thing is, the simple line there is use a combination of different posts.
Yeah.
With all of the above that we've just said. The second thing that you can do is, as you are interacting on Facebook, you will see what other people do. And you'll go, oh my God, I really like what they've done there. Will that work for me in some way? And, the key thing about this is trying it out and testing it out. So one of the things that Kelly is brilliant at, like absolutely brilliant at, is it's to go into groups, picking 3 or so groups that have over 5,000 members in them, where she knows that she can be a contribution. So, it's a group where your avatar is likely to hang out. So somewhere where you can make your contribution, actually be of value, answer some questions, where you know that the audience is actually engaged, because you can see that there's live stuff happening on a daily basis. Yeah. And just spend 30 minutes a day answering questions. What does that do, Kelly?
Give me a shout out here. One of my groups that I love is Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs, right?
Absolutely.
They've got about 25,000 members in there all around the world. The women in that group are our avatar, right? Yeah. We know who our avatar is, and they definitely are. So every day I'll go into that group along with 4 or 5 others that have got a similar sort of traction. And I'll go through and say, can I answer any questions? Can I be of assistance to what people have posted? Yeah. Loads of people are saying, how do I create a Facebook page or a group? What's the difference? And I shove our training in there.
Absolutely.
What's the difference between a group and a page?
Yeah.
They have a promo day in there. So there is a time when we can promote Speaker Insight or the event or whatever it is. So I'm allowed to do that. She loves that group too.
Yeah.
So, just find these places to hang out, and it only takes half an hour a day, whether that's on your commute or whatever it is, to scroll through and go, how can I be of assistance? Yeah. How can I promote my services? How can I help others? And then you put links into your opt-ins to your groups, or just basically
be of service. Like because actually, I don't know about you, we're all curious sorts. If you see someone who's being really helpful on a regular basis, I always go and click on that person's name and go, you're a really good egg. What else do you do? And before you know it, it leads you straight back. But this is that whole thing about optimization. So you need to make sure that your profile, because the chances are they'll click on you, they'll get to your profile. So you make sure that your profile is optimized so that it says, in our case, Speaker Insight is one of the things that we do. And that actually then leads them through to, this is really interesting, right?
Yeah, Daisy's just asked for the link again. So I've just put it in there, Daisy, and I just make a big mistake. Yeah. It doesn't have 25,000 members, it has 125,000.
Okay. You missed a one.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
I wonder why I got so much interaction.
Yeah, exactly.
So if anyone's got women that are in business as their avatar, then check out that group. I highly recommend it. It's in the link.
And so that becomes, so the next little piece that you can do is, as you are scrolling through, there's also the other piece that happens where you go, oh my God, that's a really good post. I'd really love to share that. Or actually, that's a long post and I'm on my commute and I can't quite look at it right now, but I really want to. So you can actually use the 3 dots at the top to save a post. Now, what I really like is that recently they've allowed you to actually create your own categories. So a bit like a filing cabinet, you can actually make your own tabs for how to save posts. So it might be that there's some good sales examples that you really like, because you can do this for ads as well, that you can actually, if there's something that you really like, or you can do kind of inspirational people that I want on my podcast, or, you can do just interesting stuff or inspired things that I want to work with.
Time to waste watching cat videos.
Not one of mine, but you go ahead. Dog videos in your case, I'm pretty certain. But, so what I'm saying is that you can actually, as you go through, you can also save the links or the posts to things that you really do want to explore, or that might be relevant if you are strategic, and we always want you to be strategic about building your business, and that you've got a theme of helping others, in 2 months' time. You might be on the lookout for posts and things and links that you might want to share in 2 months' time that actually is of value. So you can create your own little folder. So ... save post, put in folder, and it will actually allow you to create the folder right then and there. And it allows you just to, that's one side of it. The other side of it is just, if you see something that's really working and getting a whole bunch of engagement, then get curious about it and actually go, how do I replicate that? Yeah. Is that relevant for me to replicate, right?
And I think as well, don't feel in your own pages or groups that you have to be the font of all knowledge.
Yes.
You can be the creator of a lot of stuff. So you can be sharing other people's videos or articles if you think that your group will benefit from that.
Yep.
But I wouldn't just press the share and just go in, right? I'd write a little bit of text around why you think it's valuable, where you found it, what you got from it, and why you're sharing it with them.
Yeah.
So it gives them some context, because people won't always watch a video or read a blog post until they know what's in it for me.
Yeah.
So your little one line of text at the top understands why you've shared somebody else's piece of content.
Honestly, that is for in fact, did this just earlier in one of the groups that I was in. It's like, I get that you've put a meme in here and I get that there's some information on it, but I don't understand what I'm supposed to do with this thing. So one of the best things you can do for engagement is get really clear. Take a moment before you actually hit send and go, have I asked for what I wanted, or have I described what I'm sharing so that people understand what it is that they're supposed to do or experience on the back of looking at this?
Yeah. I'm just going to answer Daisy's question. So it's going back to the post about hanging out in other people's groups, right? She says here, can you put your own links in? If it's a blog that would answer their questions, what's the etiquette? So the etiquette is it differs per group.
Read the rules.
Every time you join a group, please read the rules. If that person hasn't put rules up, then go hell for leather, right?
Yeah.
They don't really understand how to use Facebook if they haven't put their group rules up.
Yeah.
We have a file section with our in detail group, and we put a little subsection in our welcome post and the description bit.
Yeah.
So say for example, Daisy in the Connection Hub, we don't allow people to self-promote and just put their stuff on there. Otherwise our feed will be just full of self-promotion,
That's
right? A couple of thousand people putting their stuff up all the time. You won't get value.
No.
However, if someone asks a question, a curious Q&A, and your blog about style and fashion answers it, hell yes, go and put the link in there.
Right?
Because
it's relevant and it's contextual.
You're answering a question, you're being of service, you're connecting with people. You're not just throwing your stuff at the screen and waiting for something to stick, right? We don't allow that.
Yeah.
But of course we allow self-promotion when it's in response to somebody's request.
Yeah.
Right?
And the thing about that is if you are unsure about something, then it's polite to go and ask your host. Because remember, sort of like your page is your stage, your group is your after party. So every group is looked after by a host or a couple of hosts. So if you're unsure about something and you really want to be of value, reach out to the host and say, hey, listen, I've got this thing. What's my best way of doing that within your group? I don't want to contravene anything.
We get that all the time. So yes, as an answer, Daisy, not just as a post. You go into their comment and you put your blog link as an answer. But if you're not sure, PM the group. Yeah. And then ask, hey, I want to do this. How do I do this in your group? And we love it. We always thank people for checking with us first.
One of the best questions is, what can we co-create? What collaboration is available here? My favorite networking question, I am now going into a different Facebook Live, but my favorite networking question is always meeting someone and saying, hey, what can we do together? Rather than, hey, what do you do? So,
what can you do for me?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so
share the big one. Like this is a really cool one.
This was one of the things again that when we were doing our review, I was saying I don't do this, Helena, which is actually schedule a reminder for your Facebook Live. So some people either put it as an event, or you can actually schedule a reminder. And I said to Helena, I don't like doing that because it only has a little tiny circle of your profile picture, and you can't really edit the text very well. And then the lovely Matt Duggan, who I'll tag here,
Matt.
he's one
we'll
of our
tag him.
Yeah,
Thank
he's one
you,
of
Matt.
our social media gurus.
Yeah.
I saw him do a Facebook Live, or actually I saw a reminder
post,
for it,
didn't you?
and I was like, oh, he's got a nice little banner image on there, and it looks really funky, and he's tagged his emotions and an emoji and where he's doing it from. And I said to Elena, how does he do that? Right? Let's get on.
So we asked, obviously.
So this one I'm going to talk you through because we actually did it for today's Facebook Live. If any of you were on the page and you maybe got notified of it, you would have seen a Facebook hacked image and blah, blah, blah. But it's something that in order for people to get more people to watch your Facebook Lives, we've done this before, do it on the same day so that we can, I'll just do that again.
Yeah, do it again because it just...
So do your lives on the same day at the same time every week, because then it's consistent for people and people know when to expect it.
Yeah.
And we do reminder posts. So we do a post in the morning to say what we're talking about, and we do a half an hour and an hour reminder post on both both our page and our group.
Yeah.
So that we're just, it's busy, right? Life gets in the way. So we
Yeah.
just want to make sure that if you can join us for live and it's the subject you want to tune into, you know what's on the agenda for every Tuesday.
Correct.
However, what you can also do is do a reminder post so that people see it and they can click a get reminder button.
Yeah.
Put
like
in the
literally-
comments, yes, guys, if anyone did this for us
Yes,
today,
please.
it'd be interesting to see. Because if you click the yes, it comes up with a 3-minute reminder and stuff like that to say we're going live, Speaker Insights going live.
Yeah.
And then you can go, oh yeah, I need to do that. But my main thing is it looks nice,
Yes,
right? So it's more,
I agree.
It's
the aesthetics.
it looks better now. So we're going to start to do that, and we started today.
Yeah.
So the way, Michelle did it,
Yeah,
Jack did it.
nice.
See? So we're getting more people.
Woohoo, again.
So the description in the comments later. So you've actually got this process. But listen to how you do it first of all.
Yeah.
You go onto your page.
Page.
Jack, I made sure I had my lunch at that time.
That's awesome, though, right?
So you go on your page. You go to Publishing Tools at the top toolbar. You click Videos down the left-hand toolbar. And then when you click Videos, the screen will change and you go to plus live, right? So a little button that says live. It's not about you going live, it's about you scheduling a live video.
Yeah.
Then when this new screen changes, ignore all the main part of the screen, the left part of the screen, which is all about API connections.
Ignore that.
Unless you're using something like BeLive TV or some sort of streaming media and you're not going live directly on Facebook, just ignore all that.
Exactly.
Look at the right-hand side of the page and fill in the description as you'd normally do, your title, your description, but the description can be, you can put emojis in there, you can tag the location that you're going live in, you can put the feeling, I think I put...
Like a proper post, right?
Like you would do. So it's got more depth and more personality to
That's
it. You can use tags in there as well, your standard tags. And then down the bottom, you go to schedule.
Yeah.
And you press schedule and you'll say the time that you're actually going to go live, not the time you want the post to go out.
Correct.
It says Speaker Insight is going to go live at 1 p.m. on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And on that page, on this side of the screen, you've got a little button that says upload image.
Yeah.
And that's where you can upload a bespoke image to promote your post. And you can preview it. And as soon as you press schedule, it will then show as a post on your page that will go out to all of your audience, and then people can click a button saying get reminder. Okay, so this is just another way. Jack says she normally misses it, so those types of things, another way of a few tips for you to actually get more people watching your lives.
Exactly, which is amazing. So we're obviously going to play with that because that's a newly learned hack.
Yeah.
And we always like to test all of it.
But as Helena's doing
Kelly's
that,
just gonna,
I am going to put it
copy
in.
paste that in there. So really, I mean, we've run through quite a few kind of tips, tricks, hacks that you can actually do. So remember, there's some optimization ones around scheduling your posts in advance, using the response assistants, adding the products to your shop, making use of the button in the right way for you, getting recommendations and testimonials. There are some growth ones around, when you like a video or a post, you can actually invite them. Also in your group, if you are logged on as the page, you can invite people who like your page to join the group. So a different style of invitation in that way. And of course that tried and tested using the lead page to actually
get email
addresses in there as well. And then you've got your engagement. So, the combination of, are you using different types of posts? Are you watching what other people are doing? Are you going in and contributing? Are you actually saving posts off and using your categories in some way? Are you asking questions that actually help people engage? Are you doing polls? And this Facebook reminder. So there's a whole bunch of things in there. So the biggest thing that we want to say is pick one.
Don't do them all in one go.
Start with one. Don't do them all in one go,
but
right?
think about, okay, where do you need more help? Do you need to optimize your Facebook so you're being more effective with your time? Do you need to grow your likes of your page or your followers? Or do you need more engagement in your group?
And start there. Start there. Because actually, you can work through each one of these, but you want to put this in so it's not onerous. Remember, we love ease in the business. So pick one or two things in the area that you most want, test them out, see whether they're working for you, tweak it, and then keep coming back. Now I'm back to our, post from RT.
Yeah. And tell us how we're interested, right?
We really
we're
want to know.
glad to know that how many of you, Joe Fella's just one, she's going to do them all.
Of course you are,
That's Joe, right?
Of course, Joe. Don't be Joe in this instance.
No, we don't mind you doing them all,
course.
but just
Stagger them.
Right, we're going to go. Okay?
Truly, we're now in one mind.
Tell us how you get on. Come and join the Connection Hub if you're not part of it.
Yeah.
See how we operate. We love the fact that our group grows so much on a weekly basis.
I know, it's incredible.
And you guys are so engaged that we just do what we're telling you guys to do,
That's
right?
it. Brilliant. Have fun with it. Many
Have a
blessings.
great week.
Bye.